Evening everyone. Today's video is about a much requested topic, which is professional skills for teachers and program for professional development. So I'm going to teach you how to make a sessional with the help of this sessional that I have with me. Obviously I'm not going to dictate everything line by line, but if you would like, I can post a PDF of this sessional on Telegram. So if you would like that, please comment on this video and I will put the PDF. So let's start. First of all, we are going to explain the meaning of profession. In the first paragraph, we are going to use the definition of a profession given by Carl Saunders, which is a profession based upon specialized intellectual study and training, the main purpose of which is to supply skilled service and advice to others for a definite fee or salary. So this is what is the definition of a profession given by Carl Saunders. In the next paragraph, we are going to explain it in simple language, which is a profession is a way of livelihood. It is a comprehensive term. It includes all the areas of employment such as agriculture, industry, services, fisheries, etc., in which a human group acquires necessary means and facilities for its livelihood. According to the dictionary, a profession is that in which the learning of science or arts is required. Then we are going to write the 8 maxims of profession given by the Regional Service Department of National Education Organization, which are as follows. The first is use of intellectual level tendencies. Second, opportunities of exhibiting various types of abilities. Third, opportunities of special preparation for the abilities in a vocation. Fourth, the chance of promotion in a profession gradually in a service period. Fifth, personal levels prescribed by a vocation. Sixth, providing a permanent membership for the whole life. Seventh, inclusion of a more spirit of service than a personal advantage. Eighth, strong professional organization in the profession. Then we have this. Various professions have been developed in the modern society. So we're going to explain various professions that we have in today's world, such as accountancy, engineering, doctors, journalists, etc. Then we are going to explain how teaching is also a profession. So then we're going to write the definition given by T.M. Stoneates. He says, teaching is not only a profession, but it is the mother of all professions. From this point of view, teaching profession is the best among all professions. Hence, it is said that teaching is the best profession in professions, but the poorest trade. And we're going to end this topic by saying actually teaching is social and moral task. In this profession, the status of the teacher remains that of a student throughout life. Up, we have the ways of professional growth. In this segment, we are going to write about how a teacher can grow himself professionally and become a better teacher. So this segment will be divided into 4 ways. So the first is continuous study and learning, in which we are going to write about how continuously studying and learning about the topic or subject that you teach can make you a better teacher. Today, the nature of knowledge and its limits are changing. It has become very essential for a teacher to remain associated with his own subject area and to make himself aware of new facts continuously. So not only it is important to study your subject, but also do it regularly, continuously, so you can know about whatever new facts that are coming up. The next paragraph, we're writing, to keep the knowledge alive is as much important for a teacher as it is important to acquire. A continuous study of research general is also important to update oneself in his subject. So we can write that the teacher can better acquire himself with his subject by subscribing research journals. Then we have self-introspection and self-assessment. So if a teacher can do these 2 things regularly, he can become a better teacher. Then we have group participation. This way is further bifurcated into various other ways, which are refresher courses. What is refresher courses? Refresh courses for teachers are conducted by the Department of Education universities. These courses are focused on specific subjects. The teacher associated with the subject can participate in such courses. Then we have orientation courses. What are orientation courses? The Department of Education and universities have now started conducting refresher courses for in-service teachers. These courses are being conducted at all levels of education, such as primary, high school, college level, etc. etc. Then we have active participation of professional associations. Professional associations contribute a lot to the professional development of the teachers. The teacher must avail the benefits of membership of these associations. Then the last point is reliable guide. A teacher can seek guidance of any senior lecturer because they have more experience by accepting him as idol from time to time. This makes possible there to develop yourself professionally. Then the last point is community participation. Participation in social life is also a must. Only then the teacher would not only be familiar with the community problems, but would also make effort for solving these problems. Social leadership is expected from the teachers. Community participation develops the social awareness of the teacher and also increases their social prestige. Again, we are going to write the definition. We're going to write the definition by two people. First is, according to Halliday, a profession is an occupation with a set of competency based on knowledge acquired through many years of academic training. The goal of its members bring a commitment to service guided by a code of ethics. It requires formal qualification, mastery of skills, specialized knowledge, and prolonged training. A professional is a skilled practitioner. Then we're going to write the definition by John I. Goodlad. He says, teaching is a profession laden with risks and responsibilities that require a great deal from those who enter into it. So this is a definition of teaching profession. First, we wrote the definition of profession, and this is the definition of teaching profession. Then we have the characteristics of a profession. So we're going to write 11 characteristics. They are as follows. You can copy them from the PDF that I will be posting on Telegram, but here is a overview of it. Then we are going to write about teaching as a profession. We are going to write why teaching is considered a profession. Then we are going to write why is it an important profession. And then we are going to give reasons for seeing teaching as a profession. So we can write that a teacher's involvement of intellectual competence, the ability to perform all their skilled services, etc., etc., is the reason why that teaching is a profession. Then we are going to write that effective teachers provide the student opportunities for learning. Teacher facilitates the interaction among the students. Teacher organizes to construct the knowledge. Thus, teaching is effective to the extent that teachers art in way that are favorable to the development of basic skill, understanding, work habits, desirable attitudes, and value judgment of a student. So we're writing why teachers teach their students these things such as basic skills, understanding, work habits. If you're a good teacher, you're going to teach these things to a student which will affect them later in their life and make them a better human being, which is why teaching is such an important profession, because it makes the students a better human being when they grow up and also a better professional in whatever fields they are going to work in. You can write all about this. Then we will give reasons for seeing teaching as a profession. The reasons are as follows. Teaching requires a sound body of knowledge. It requires special training and practice. It is a multi skill activity. It creates all professionals. It requires continuous updating of one's knowledge. It emphasizes punctuality and regularity. It focuses on character. It has a rigid code of ethics. It has high status and dignity. Then we'll write, since teaching being a profession, teachers are expected to have appropriate professional behavior, appearance, and outlook. The values, commitment, and professional ethics that influence their behaviors towards students, families, colleagues, and communities must be there in teachers. So we will write about how teachers' appropriate professional behavior, etc., also influences their students who they are teaching. Then at the last, we'll write what APJ Abdul Kalam said, who was the former president of India. He said, we request that teachers do two things. First, let them think about developed India in their own way and enthusiast the students. Secondly, they should update their own knowledge, because the student is only as good as a teacher, which is a very important point. If you're not a good teacher, you cannot make good students. Only when you are a good teacher, when you have good work ethics, when you update yourself regularly, then only can you make a good student. Let them constantly try to upgrade their skills so that they can enthusiast the children to think big. We are going to write about teacher as a professional. In this, we are going to write about how a teacher can be a better professional. The points that will be mentioned in this paragraph are teaching as a profession implies that a candidate who has joined teaching, he should take it as a vocation, that he has an aptitude of teaching. So first of all, a professional teacher should have an aptitude for teaching. Teaching skills can be developed with the help of feedback devices. So the feedback is given to him by his own teacher, if he's a better teacher or not, can help him to further upgrade his skills. There are also some ethical consideration and social accountability and responsibility. He should also look like a teacher, should behave like a teacher, he should have morals of a teacher, because he's going to influence the students that he's going to teach. It should be an ideal person of a society, as his students follow or imitate a teacher. So his students who will also be influenced by him and often will also try to become like him. So he should have all the morals and ethics of an ideal person of a society, so that his students who are going to be influenced by him or imitate him can be better people themselves. Then we're going to write about how teaching as a profession consists of teaching aptitude, teaching skills, social responsibilities, programs. These factors should be included, and awareness can be provided about the teaching profession. There is some grammar issues in this paragraph. You can correct them. Then we're going to write about the professional commitment of a teacher. Teachers should have the professional commitment and enthusiasm for accomplishing their responsibilities as well as that duty. They should not shirk away from their duties. They shouldn't be like, you're coming one day and not coming next day. They should give priority to his professional commitment and development. The teacher should be enthusiastic towards his teaching. He should be enthusiastic towards his teaching, that he really loves to teach his students, because then only can he become a good teacher. Teacher should have emotional tie with his students. If you're not emotionally connected with your students, you cannot understand them and they cannot understand you. And you cannot become a good teacher. He should provide educational guidance to his student. Teacher should have a positive outlook and sympathetic attitude towards his students. Teacher should try to understand the students with regard to their abilities, capacities, needs, aims, weaknesses, etc. So every student is different. So you should try to know about their capacities, their ability, their needs, aims, etc., their level of aspirations. because there is a great variation among the students. As I've said before, every student is different, and a good teacher will know every student's capacity, their needs, aims, etc., so that the teacher can teach them in their own ways. Then we have the professional norms. The human behavior is relative, therefore, group behaviors are a frame of references. The norms indicate acquired behavior or attainable behavior. Similarly, every profession has a group of workers that are required to behave and act in a specific manner, which means that every group has to behave in a particular way to better to be a better professional in that particular area. The average behavior of profession is known as professional norms. It is the basis for assessing the job predominance of an individual. So, what are the professional norms of a teacher? He should be punctual, he should have work ethics and morals that his students can be influenced by them or try to imitate them. Only when the teacher follows these professional norms, only then they can become a good teacher. Then we have the professional ethics. What are professional ethics? Professional ethics give a certain set of broad principles derived in turn from a spectrum of values which are arrived at after deep philosophical reflections on the mature and role of profession in the life of mankind. The teaching profession has slowly evolved a code of conduct and professional ethics. The profession is lagging behind other profession in this respect because the philosophies of education, being one of the oldest branches of philosophy, was learned and taught by every philosopher who invariably was a teacher. So there are certain professional ethics that a teacher should follow. But because these professional ethics were made up so long ago, we are slightly lagging behind some other professions. Therefore, the teaching profession should have taken the lead in the matter of offering its own professional and arriving explicitly at a code of professional ethics. It does not mean that teaching profession has not any ethical basis. So this doesn't mean that we do not have any professional ethics, but we need to make our own, because whatever professional ethics that we are following right now were learned from very long ago. So we need to have some of our own professional ethics. Flexibility. Why is flexibility important? Not every work day is similar to each other. There can be a big emergency, there can be a big group project that has sprung up suddenly. So if you're flexible, you're better able to adjust yourself and take appropriate decisions. Here are some examples of flexibility skills. They are patience. This refers to your ability to accept or tolerate certain situations that arises. Adaptability, which is the most important thing. When problem arises, you need to be able to move your schedule to fit the company's current needs. Then we have personal skills. Personal skills refers to soft skills that can help you in a variety of fields. Essentially, they help you work well with others, including your clients, managers, co-workers, and vendors. Some personal skills includes creativity, critical thinking, honesty, respect, and self-confidence. Here are additional personal skills. Organizational. If you are an organized person, you can keep track of your project and resources. Time management. If you know how to manage your time, you can complete all your projects on time. You will never be late in submitting any of your work. Stress management. Though stress is normal in workspace, managing it effectively can help avoid problems for both you and your workplace environment. Some methods of stress management includes eating healthy, exercising, and keeping a positive attitude, which is a must. Then we have professional skills, which are critical thinking. A teacher should have good critical thinking skills so that they can consider what is best for their students. Patience. The students in the classroom are often from various cultural backgrounds. They can have various intellectual abilities. They are not all same. So teachers should be patient enough to guide the student properly and should not lose their patience if a student is behind their work or if they're not able to understand things properly. Communication skills. Teachers communicate in a variety of ways, including verbal, written, and body language. So they need to be a good communicator so that they can communicate whatever they want to teach or tell a student properly. Organization. A teacher should have good organizational skills so that they do not mix up uh, students' work and they can grade the papers on time or they can make their sessions on time. Then we have imaginative thinking, which is more important for teachers who teach younger students because they need to keep their students motivated. Teachers of younger students might learn to incorporate singing or creative arts into their classrooms to stimulate learning. Then we have leadership. Teacher needs to be a good leader. Teamwork, similar to leadership, teamwork helps teacher interact kindly and effectively with other school personnels. Teamwork will help teacher use other personnel or resources for their students. Time management, they should have good time management skills. Teaching is a job that often requires working from home. So teachers need to have good time management skills so that they can plan their lessons properly, grade papers on time, and also occasionally shop for classroom material. Computer skills. As classrooms continue to incorporate technology, computer skills are becoming more and more important for teachers to have. So they need to know how to work on projectors or computers or whatever technology that they use in their classrooms. And most importantly, conflict resolution. Part of teachers' responsibility includes being able to manage disagreements in the classroom. As I've said before, it is inevitable that conflict arises between students. So they need to know how to resolve the conflict without affecting the students. You're going to write about any programs related to professional development that was done in your college. For example, here I have mentioned two programs that were done in our college. The first one was language improvement, which was done on 18 January 2020. The resource person was Dr. Neeraj Mehta, and we'll write about whatever your observation was about that particular workshop. Then we have the use of technology for communication, which was a lecture cum demonstration on the use of technology for communication, which was held on 12th January. So you can write about whatever programs that was done by your college. Mention them, mention the purpose, mention the person who held those workshops or presentations or demonstration or lectures or whatever that was. And then you can write your own observation, whatever that you learned from those workshops or presentations, etc. And then we have come to the conclusion. So conclusion will be the summary of whatever that was mentioned in this sessional. We're going to write about how teaching as a profession is under scrutiny because of several reasons. We'll give the reasons. With the changing demands of liberalization and globalization, a teacher needs to be confident enough to foster essential values among the students in this new changing world. She should also develop those competencies among students which will help them in competing in a market-oriented economy. So we're going to write all of this. Then we're going to write about how motivation should also be given for conducting research activities, writing research papers, etc., etc. Then only professionally competent teachers could be produced. So you can write all about this in the conclusion. This will be the end of the video. Again, if you would like the PDF, please comment below and I will put the PDF on Telegram.